Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, we would be doing a fundamental analysis of this bank which goes by the name IDFC First Bank. So from an investor's perspective, we would be doing this analysis. So in this video, we will have an overview of this bank. Then we will see who all are there in its management. Then we will go through its few financial numbers. Fourthly, we will see what are the positives and negatives which an investor can take out from this bank. And at last, I'll share my personal opinion regarding this banking stock. So to start off with the bank's overview. So initially in 2015, IDFC Limited got banking license from RBI. So in the month of October 2015, it started IDFC Bank with 23 branches. And in 2018, the IDFC Bank got merged with Capital First NBFC and became IDFC First Bank. So after the merger, Mr. V. Vaidyanathan became new MD and CEO of this IDFC First Bank, newly formed bank. At present, bank has around 596 branches and 592 ATMs in India. The total deposits which the bank has is around 88,000 crores uh, as per its latest res- uh, as per its latest results, Q4 results. And the loan book of this bank is around 1.17 lakh crores. Coming to its deposits, out of 100%, 52% of its deposits are of from CASA deposits. CASA is nothing but current account, savings account. If a bank has a large number of CASA deposits, that tells us bank can increase its profitability. So this is a good sign. 52% is a good number and it's a good sign. Coming to its loan book, around 63% of its loan are of a type retail loans and 37% are of wholesale loans. Again, this is a good number. 63% of loans being in retail segment is a good number. Coming to its shareholding structure, around 39.98% of its shares are held by promoters. Promoters here include IDFC Limited, IDFC Holding Company. It holds around 98.98%, 39.98%, sorry. FIIs, that is foreign institutional investors, hold around 11.88%. DIIs, that is domestic institutional investors, hold around 15.83%, and public hold around 32.31% in this bank. Speaking about its management, the main backbone of this bank present of this management and of this bank is Mr. V. Vaidyanathan. He is presently the MD and CEO of this bank. So let's have a look into his past records. So he in 1990, at the age of 22, he joined Citibank and worked there for 10 years. So initially in 1990 he joined Citibank, and in 2000 at age 32 he joined ICICI Bank. He managed a retail business in ICICI Bank, and in 2012 he founded out this Capital First Bank, Capital First NBFC, and grown its loan book from 930 crores to 29,000 crores. Friends, see this number. In 2012, as he started this Capital First venture, he grew its loan book from 930 crores to 29,000 crores. This is a huge what growth which he had brought to the company. And in 2018, after Capital First's merger with IDFC Bank, he was appointed as new MD and CEO of this IDFC First Bank. So obviously him being MD and CEO of this newly formed entity IDFC First Bank is a plus point for investors to consider here. Coming to its financial, let's first see a few revenue figures. So in 2019, so we would account only 3 years, that is financial year 2019 20 and 21, because before as the bank got merged in December 2018, so we will consider from 2019, 20, 21. So in 19, the revenues were around 12,204. 20, the revenues were around 16,240 crores. Now the revenues have slightly dipped. This is because of COVID crisis. This is manageable since the bank being a new entity. So this is understandable number. So this is a positive sign for an investor to consider here. Coming to its net profits. In 2019, the net profits were minus 1,880 crores. In 2020, the net profits again fell to 2,843 crores. And in financial year 2021, the net profits were 483 crore. So obviously, this is a negative sign. Of course, this in 2021, the net profits have increased and came to positive. But we need to, from last 2 years, that is 1920, the net profits have decreased by large number. This is mainly because they have made a huge number of provisions in respective years. So that's why there were so much of losses seen in the bank. So this from an investor's perspective, this is a little bit negative sign here. Coming to its NPAs, in 2019 the gross NPAs were around 2.43. In 2020 the NPAs rose to 2.6. Gross NPAs rose to 2.6, and in 2021 again they came to 4.15. NPS, gross NPS have come to 4.15% of total advances. So again there is a spike in NPA numbers, and also there is a spike in net NPS also. So again this is a bad sign. This is a bad sign here. Coming to its CASA, that is current account savings account, in 2019 the CASAs were only of 11.40% of total deposits. And in 2020 the CASA rose to 31.8%, and in 2021, financial year 2021, the CASA is around 51.7%. This is a huge increase in CASA number. There is a huge increase in CASA numbers. So this is a huge positive sign for this bank and for investor to consider here. Coming to few key numbers. So starting off with net interest margin, presently the net interest margin of this bank is around 4.98%. Again, this is a huge, this is a positive sign because if we consider if we compare its net margin with other banks, it is a positive sign. CASA of this bank, as I said, is around 51%. This is a positive sign. ROE, that is return on equity, is around 2.73%. This is because basically the bank is a newly formed entity, so that's why the return on equity in an initial stage will be very less. So but from an investor's perspective, it is a negative sign because return on equity is very less as compared to other highly matured banks. Cost to income of this bank is around 78%. Again, this is a negative sign because if we compare it with its competitors like HDFC, Kotak, Axis, ICICI, they have a cost to income of around 40 to 45%. Now, but this bank has around 78%. So this is a negative sign. Provision coverage ratio is 55%. Again, this is a negative sign here because usually bank are its competitors are keeping around 70 to 75% of provisional coverage ratio, but whereas this bank is having around 55%. So this is a negative sign. Capital adequacy ratio is around 16.3%. Again, this is a good number and this is a positive sign. So the negative signs, whatever we saw here, ROE, cost to income, provisional coverage ratio, these are negative because the main thing here is the bank is still in its initial stage and it is trying hard to make this all numbers positive, grow this all numbers. So it will take some time. As of now, they are negative, but in coming years they they will turn positive. Coming to its current price of this bank is around 60 rupee. Price to earning is around 75 and sector P is around 29. Uh, since the PE of this bank is 75 and very high compared to its sector P, so as of now it is trading at a premium and is very expensive. Talking about positives and negatives, whatever we have seen till now. Positives are its CASA is a positive. What an investor should consider in this bank is its CASA, its net interest margin, its capital adequacy ratio, its loan book. As its loan book is growing year on year, so this is also a positive sign, and increasing revenue. Revenues are also increasing. Coming to negatives, what an investor should consider in this bank is its ROE. Of course, ROEs are also increasing, but as of now, it is very less compared to other banks. So that's why I have considered that in negatives sign. Cost to income is also very high. So this is also negative. Provision coverage ratio is also, 1 second guys. Yeah, provision coverage ratio is around 55%. So this is also negative. Increasing NPS, as we saw that again in this year to 2021 financial year 2021, the NPS have increased. So this is also a negative sign. Decreasing net profits. Net profits were decreasing in last years. Anyhow, they have started to increase, but as this COVID second wave continues, we can expect that we can expect that the net profits will go down. Uh, and the fifth main negative sign in this for this bank is its highly competitive industry. Presently, the private banking sector is a very highly competitive sector, because every bank, it might be the HDFC, Kotak, or Axis, ICICI, all are matured bank with a with a high number of high with a large amount of experience. So they have many years of experience when compared to this bank, number one. And people have what trust on these banks, because they are in the business from past many years. So that's why it is a highly competitive industry as of now. This is a negative sign for this bank as of now. But as time continues, of course, the stronger will become weaker, and weaker can also turn to stronger things. We should remember that thing. Coming to my personal opinion, again, all of this, so in whatever I would be saying in this slide is completely my personal opinion. Don't consider this video as an investment recommendation. So I am not recommending you this stock to buy or sell. This is just for an educational purpose. So coming to my personal opinion, I am personally rating this as a 4 star, and presently I am bullish on this stock with the 4x with an expectation of 4x return in next 5 years, that is till 2025 end. So basically, the main reason for me being bullish on this stock is Mr. V Vaidyanathan, because I completely have faith on him, and I feel that he has that ability to turn around this bank into a next powerful and competitive bank. So having said that, I am bullish on this bank presently. That's all for the day, for this video guys. Hope this was informative, and thank you for watching this video till end. Thank you.